button. Oh, hell yeah. Right. And I do make the royal decree. We're alive, pal. A day late and $1 short. Well, actually, we're not $1 short. We're 34.6 million in the bank. But that's by the by. Like, we ignore this. This is not, you know, one of those
finicky ones.
Yeah, not finicky. But we are a day late because I was eating my body weight in barbecue food and copious desserts and milkshakes, etc., etc. You know, I suffered this morning.
He was.
But now I feel invigorated. I've got my can of caffeine to help me. It's glorious.
Okay.
And now we must charge into our home Grand Prix in 10 days, which sadly means no gearbox. However,
No.
next race is 31 days, which gives us a chance to have gearbox built and made reliable. So that's good. We'll at least have that for Das Munich, which is very nice. And then hopefully by the time Ardennes happens, we get our forecast center and our simulator. So all things going well, we should be on the track. Track to improvement.
Yes, I do get it.
Also, after Guildford, we get a new title sponsor, AT&T. It's our last race with AT&T. They've given us 20 million of the finest Great British pounds. Yes, so we will be having a new title sponsor after the British Grand Prix. Car repair is complete. Lovely. Very good. Very nice. Reliability work is done. So what can we get the factory to do? Right, first and foremost, let's check out the British Grand Prix. 52 laps. 20% chance of rain. Let's hope it's a higher chance of rain so we can actually... Oh, I don't know. Just do anything.
Do something. Anything.
Literally anything at this point. Right, let's like chuck some bits on Mick's car just to get some additional performance out of it. Because Mick, like, so we're taking the brakes off Lewis Hamilton's car because he got all his big parts for Vancouver. He got 5th place. So that's fine. He got us some points. So we're giving Mick the brakes. And, of course, Mick's going to get the gearbox as well. So now we just need to make the rest of his car kind of work a little bit better. So that's what we're going to do here. We got an email about wind tunnel. Probably just someone whinging about our lack of one, I'm imagining. To be honest, it's embarrassing that we don't have a wind tunnel. Yeah, I mean, look, we're doing a lot of work on the HQ right now. We're upgrading the telemetry center. And we're also building a forecasting center and a simulator. Alright, so yes, we don't have a wind tunnel yet. We will get a wind tunnel. They're 10 million. Like, it will happen. Chill your sausage. Right, 11.
That sounds very uncomfortable, though.
What?
To chill one's sausage.
Having a chilled sausage. I must admit, the first thing I did, I've been out, like, for a big portion of the day. I've come in, I've turned my heater on, because I'm like...
Oh, right. I was wondering where you're going with this.
I have a cold sausage. Well, you thinking I had a story about chilling sausages?
I didn't know what you were going with. I was thinking, hang on, why is it... What is he doing?
I'm just talking about...
Sausage, apparently.
Being cold and sausage. Have to do a wind tunnel? We will do a wind tunnel. We're going to need to. Like, at this point, yeah, we talked about it on the last stream where Lee was here. Our HQ is, I think our HQ is now at the point where it's really holding us back, so we desperately need to do something about it. So Mick has the brakes. CX stands at one end of the room, just farts in the direction of the car. True. That's how we generate the wind. So, yeah, I think we've got everything else where it needs to be. I've had to downgrade Mick's engine in terms of its like performance by 2%, but it's a hell of a lot more reliable. He does have a very questionable gearbox, though. So we are going to need to kind of concern ourselves with getting like a replacement gearbox in the near future.
Mm-hmm.
Right, yes. Forwards to our home Grand Prix. That only took us 5 minutes. 5 minutes to get through all the admin. This is becoming like a slick operation. Delicate, one might say. So here's what I'm hoping, right? I'm now, obviously not since the last stream, but I'm now a year older. I'm hoping to bring some sage-like wisdom upon my new age, you know, a new era on this planet. And I've been bestowed knowledge from the gods above, and that will help carry us to victory.
Sounds like a plan.
I mean, I could also just be chatting out of my anus, which I probably am. Right, so let us load a setup. Load a setup for Guildford? Guildford? Have I not? Oh, I have saved a setup for Guildford. We're fine. Yes. Load. Glorious. Glory to our empire. The empire of incompetent racing Grand Prix. Yes, good. Yes, good. Yes, good. Go. Lewis, qualifying. Is there any rain? No rain on the horizon. So get out. Mick. Qualifying. Get out. Excuse me. Thank you, Bolter Rob. Yep. It was a glorious birthday. A fellow Pisces. Yeah, I forget where exactly it crosses over. It's like early March, I think. Not that I've ever really like gone with any of the stuff that like the star signs kind of talks about, but you know, it's some people do go with that, and it's, you know, interesting. So, Mr. Michael, you are how are things in your camp today? How are you feeling in this current day and age as we are the 26th of February 2022, 18:36 p.m. to, of course, date and time this stream, even though the archive will do a wonderful job of doing that for us. How is everything?
Everything's well, despite how oddly specific that was. And, yeah, I can't really complain too much.
You can't complain too much.
No, just some nasty business in the news, as always, but, that's, someone else's main issues, but it's something that's worrying to look at anyway.
Indeed, but we shall endeavour to try and be a place that doesn't necessarily worry about any of this. You know, we can focus on the task at hand, and the task at hand is making Incompetent Racing Grand Prix the feature-most team as part of the Formula One grid.
Okay.
February 20th to March 20th. Oh wow! So I'm not at the tail end; I'm at the front end.
Oh my. What did I do today? That's the question.
I don't know what did you do. I'm sure you could tell me. I know you're not asking me to tell you what you did. I'm sure it's just like a
rhetorical question.
Yes, that's the
You're
one.
right. It was a rhetorical question. However, I will tell you what I have done today. I have gone shopping today. Grocery shopping. With Mother Dearest. I had a haircut.
Your hair was getting very unruly. Very unruly.
And now it is very tidy and neat and glorious. And also I got a pasty.
A Cornish pasty?
No, a French pasty. Yes, a Cornish pasty.
Now, not to kind of, you know, try and have an argument here.
Oh, who are you? What?
But, I'm curious to know, what was the filling of this pasty?
Steak.
Okay. That sounds pretty good, to be fair. A steak pasty does sound pretty good.
Yes, the steak pasties are generally the traditional Cornish pasties. They've got the background veg in it as well, but I can never remember what they are. But
just veg.
Yeah,
Filler,
usually
one might say.
Yeah. It was a decent pasty, as pasties go.
Good. I'm glad. I'm glad you enjoyed your pasty.
Not the best I've had. Equally, not at the bottom. So very mid to top tier.
Mid-tier pasty.
Mm-hmm.
You sure someone's attempted to complain too much? I think, like, you know, complaining too much is when they start beating a dead horse. Like, when they're complaining about the same thing just over and over. And it's like, dude, we get it. Like, you know. Like, that, to me, is complaining too much. Because, like, complaining, like, realistically, if you're complaining for the sake of complaining, it solves nothing. Like, you know, constructive criticism. Now, that's invaluable. Mick crosses the line in 18-3. Currently last place, but as you know,
I've just remembered, I have a message from Mother Dearest up to you.
To me?
Yes. It reads as follows.
It reads, oh, hold on, this is the sermon.
Happy birthday for yesterday.
Oh, well, thank you. Yes.
Message ends.
Happy birthday for yesterday, man. You know, getting on a little bit in life. Getting on a little bit.
You have no clause to complain yet, young man.
So, you know, I today needed to recapture my youth. So naturally, what happened is went to the arcades, you know, to feel. Mike, how can you call a steak bake a Cornish pasty when you live in the land of Cornish pasty? Let's not talk about Cornish pasties and being in Cornwall, because that's... Oh, boy! You know, because apparently, you know, just having a pasty in Cornwall does not mean it's a Cornish pasty.
No.
That has incited some heated conversation. Well,
mainly because it wasn't a steak bake. It had steak in it, yes, but... all traditional Cornish pasties have steak pieces in the pasty. And it usually comes with, as I said, the background veg, which I can never remember what it is.
It's filler.
And also due to its shape.
Oh, was it a bit of a funky pasty?
No, it was the standard capital D shape.
Oh, of course you're talking about. Yeah, I'm with you.
That is a pasty. A steak bake would be probably the same, but as a rectangle. And also the fact it has a lot less of the vegetables in it.
Yeah, vegetables bring pasties down. You know why take some of the good stuff out of the pasty, which is like the juicy meaty. Go on, proceed.
It only lets it down if it hasn't been seasoned right. Because then it's just bland. If it's seasoned properly, then you'll barely notice the veg.
Yeah, but you could take some of the veg out and just fill it with more meat.
Could.
Meat is the good stuff.
You could, but don't forget that meat creates a lot of juice, right?
Yes.
So as you're eating this, eventually when you get to the bottom, it's going to be soggy. And
delicious.
And all over your hands and lap.
Yeah, deliciously. I don't see a problem. Oh, is he banging on about the bloody... Like... Plus,
hang on a minute.
Hold on, he also never said steak bake. He said there was steak in it. He never said steak bake.
Yeah. And also, I think I know who that someone there is begging to differ. He's the one that's going on about how the steak pasty is the Cornish pasty. So why is he choosing a different hill to die on now?
He's trying to appease the vegan overlords. I think Mike's just trying to, justify how he gets vegetables into his diet. I think that's what he's trying to do here.
It's not vegan though. There's meat in it. Besides, you can never appease vegan overlords because they'll always find something to moan about.
Oh, always. The thing is, there are many decent vegans. Many decent vegans, right? Many decent vegans.
I'm going to get messages later.
But here's the problem when it comes to vegans. There's that small... here's the thing. This can apply to anyone. I'm not just applying it to vegans. But there's that small subsection of vegan culture where...
The toxic ones?
Well, I was going to say, like, being vegan is their personality. You know, they introduce you, they're like, hi, I'm Steve, I'm vegan, by the way. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that is their personality.
I've always found that as coming across as, you know, when you meet some couples and you go, hi, I'm Alex and I have a girlfriend. You think, okay, we never asked, but good for you, I guess.
Yeah, and this is what I mean. Like, I'm not just applying it to...
Or even better, I'm Alexis and I have a boyfriend. Is it? Well, good for fucking you. I wasn't going to ask anyway.
Yeah, but it's like, it is one of those things where it's, yeah, it is a pretentious thing. And like I say, it's not just like a vegan thing. It's like very much a concept of, there is a small subsection that kind of ruins it and kind of labels everyone in a bad way. I mean, you could look at that as the human race, right? You know, I'm going to just say 90% of humans, great, fantastic people. You know, they crack on, they do a lot. But there's just 10% of the human race. It's just, you know, just terrible. Terrible people. Right, well, we got our quali knowledge, so now we're out here getting our race knowledge. Let's just speed this up, get practice out of the way, just so we can crack on with the home Grand Prix. I don't actually expect this to take 2 hours, because the Guildford race normally goes by pretty quickly. So, let's just crack on, get the information. Now, interestingly, I don't know what's going on with Mick. His setup knowledge appears to be stuck in that medium range. Whereas Lewis is rocketing towards great. Which I find interesting because we had to tweak Lewis's setup. Whereas Schumacher, it was just good to start with. And I'm assuming... We've had that before, though, so I think it's just some kind of bug. Delicious. Delicious and nutritious. Actually, it's not very nutritious. It's a friggin' white monster. It ain't nutritious. Let me do this. Monster. Yes. Yes, quite. Put that in there. Excellent. Good. Take his shovel. The nice golden shovel.
Yeah, so I may hit myself over the head with it.
So, just looking at in terms of overall pace, I'm seeing Hamilton in his best time. Like, he's not saying any best times now because, you know, we did our quali simulation. And if he were to improve by 0.2, he would gain, like, 5 places, I think. The midfield, hotly contested.
Does seem that way.
Oh, here we go. We've got you, Mike, was the one saying any pasty in Cornwall was a Cornish pasty. I also said that because they have a place literally called the Cornish Pasty Company, and they do the pasty in the shape of the pasty with multiple fillings. Therefore, I would make the argument Cornish pasty.
I did do a bit more research after saying that, and I've come to the conclusion that what the Cornish do is the steak ones they'll call the traditional pasties, but all the other ones they don't technically call it Cornish. They just call it what the filling is, then pasty. So I think it's a case where my earlier statement wasn't accurate, but it is accurate if we're talking geographically. But that's the only way it's accurate.
I'm just going to do it because I know it annoys Lee.
Yeah. However...
Hey, Chris is here. The chicken and bacon pasty was bagging. Dude, yeah, your chicken and bacon pasty sounded pretty good. What was it? I couldn't get... I think it was a festive one. I couldn't get the festive one.
You wanted a festive one, but you couldn't get it because they were sold out.
No. I ended up with the festive one because I wanted the lamb one. They didn't have the lamb one. And I ended up with the festive one.
It was one of them.
Said like a true politician. To be fair, I do agree with him. Like, damn! Said like the Tory you are.
Oh, fucking dare you! You wicked, wicked man! You horrible person! Oh,
just
slimy party that is.
Just on the record, I don't want to speak for Mike, but I'm just gonna hazard a guess. I'm assuming based on his reaction, he's not a Tory. But for the sake of comedy, it's funny.
The thing is, a lot of people assume I would be a Tory based on how I sound. Literally, I've been judged before. I was like, "Oh, you sound posh. You must be a Tory." They immediately changed their minds when I told them to fuck off. Like, whoa, what the fuck? When I say change their minds, it was more like they were too busy laughing because they never heard me swear before, and yeah, they were too busy laughing at that. In all honesty, I don't like politics. I really don't.
It's just mudslinging. Sure,
Yes.
that's all it is. Literally just
Sling the
mudslinging.
mud. Sling it far and slings wide.
World's saltiest Tory.
I'm starting to go off you, Chris.
I don't know. It's often the people who get most offended by an idea that have something to hide. I mean, but also Rob's got a point. He's got a very valid point.
He does have a point, but people often forget that I am sometimes flavour text in human form. Usually, it's salt flavoured.
Chris didn't call it a Cornish pasty because he's cultured and sophisticated. I think Chris will be the first person to tell you that he's neither of those things.
That
I don't
is true.
want to speak for him, but you know. In my personal opinion, and I understand like the whole concept, but if they're called the Cornish Pasty Company and they are selling minted lamb or lamb and mint whatever pasty, to me it is a Cornish pasty. I know in the traditional sense of the word, it's not, but at the same time, it is a Cornish company producing a pasty. Whatever. Anyway, you know, one of the heatedly debated topics on TV Competent, as well as going in line with
Scones is a heated debate.
Scones, yeah. And Lee's, by the way, Lee tried and Lee got it right.
I will say though, when you go to any restaurant, hotel, or anything that serves scones, they never put the cream and jam on for you. You have to do that yourself. So
Yes.
really, there is no
So
official right way, but obviously the Cornish way is superior. So yeah.
I mean, it's not at all. Do you put your jam on before your butter on toast? Because that's essentially what you're doing.
No, sometimes I don't put butter on the bread when I have jam. Do you know why? Because I never liked the way it mixed. Then again, I was what? 12, so I had weird taste buds then. But that's beside the point.
Is Lee abusing his mod powers? Lee's definitely abusing his mod powers.
Have I?
Huh. that seemed very unnecessary. He's going quite red and he's abused his mod powers. Oh man. Be a real shame if those mod powers got taken away.
Ladies and gentlemen, you'll forever remember this today, the day that Chris got censored.
Yeah, Chris was actually censored. I'm starting to think Lee might be the Tory.
Oh God, now you'll turn in purple. And that's not a good colour to turn. Despite the fact that it's your favourite colour, the human body should not turn purple. For whatever reason.
True. As someone who has had a hand turn purple, you know, I can confirm it's not. I think we all saw those messages before they were deleted. Yeah, I think Chris was like, it is a pasty. What was it? He was like, it is a pasty, my recipe says so. It's like, true. If I can will it into existence, it is a thing. Right, let's go qualifying.
And also, Chris is probably also at the point of, do what you must, for I have already won.
Yeah, true. True. Boop! Let's go! Let's do qualifying, baby!
Surely this will work out to our favour.
Well, I'm kind of hoping that Lewis improves on the 17th that he managed in practice, on the grounds of we need to finish above 11th to get the bonus payout. I just wanted the money. I wanted the money.
Money, money, money. Oh boy.
1.1 form. What is this nonsense? What is this?
What is this tomfoolery that is known as?
Oh, tomfoolery. What a word. Oh no, the Aston's in our way. Get out of the way, Evans or Ticton, whichever one you are. Power may have gone to his head? Okay, well, you know. The power can be taken away. Random Typhoon in practice as Lewis hits Sector 3. We are due to have a race, actually. We are due to have a race. Yes, of course we're due to have a goddamn race. It's a race weekend, Simon, you numpty. I meant we're due to get rain in the race. That's what I meant. I'm actually trying to undo it. Huh.
Speaking of which, there's been a change in venue for the F1 this year. For obvious reasons.
Well, so some of the wording on it, I didn't really like some of the wording. I'm not going to lie. Did you see the official statement that came out from them?
I've not. I've only heard things in the grapevine, so could you enlighten me?
Yes, so essentially what happened is, given the current world situation, Lord and Saviour and current, like, good guy of Formula 1, Sebastian Vettel, basically said... Yes. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we're going there or not this year, but, I mean, I ain't racing. It's like, true.
True, you don't race anyway.
And then Max Verstappen, obviously current world champion, was like, I mean, you know, if the country's at war, it's wrong for us to race there. So, yep, no, good.
Makes sense, yeah.
So, Formula 1, then the following day, before day 3 of testing, essentially were like... I'm trying to find the official quote. Here we go. They said that they're not going to do the... It was heard on the grapevine that they weren't going to do the Russian Grand Prix, which is, you know, fully understandable given, you know, the current climate and all that. However, the official statement concerns me. Let me just send out our 2 drivers. For the official statement reads... The FIA Formula 1 World Championship visits countries all over the world with a positive vision to unite people, bringing nations together. We are watching the developments in Ukraine with sadness and shock and hope for a swift and peaceful resolution to the present situation. On Thursday evening, Formula 1, the FIA and the teams discussed the position of our sport, and the conclusion is, including the view of all relevant stakeholders, that it is impossible to hold the Russian Grand Prix in the current circumstances. If you combine that with the fact that the owners of the Russian Grand Prix circuit aren't actually giving refunds at the moment, it sounds like they want it to go ahead. It sounds like they want it to happen. And I'm like, no, here's what we should do. Just say, no, we're not doing business with you anymore. Like, I'm sorry, but the acts of the acts of your country's leader hold repercussions. And that's what these are. Right?
And unfortunately, the repercussions have fallen upon you.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, take it up to your leader.
So what I don't need right now is our 2 drivers racing on a qualifying lap. And that's kind of exactly what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So, Hopefully Lewis improves on this lap and can get out of Q1. Mick, if Mick could beat one of the Astons, that would also be kind of real nice if he could do that. Let's see as they both come charging towards the line. Lewis goes up to 13th and Mick unfortunately stays 24th. But he did get a hell of a lot closer to Daniel Ticktum. For the sake of my relationship, I'd like to retract all my previous statements. I mean, what? Lee's colour chat? Well, I mean, I tell you how those statements can be retracted. If you were to annoy one of the moderators of this chat, I'm sure they can make the comments go away. I mean, I personally could do it, but I'm not going to do that. I'd much prefer it to be sat there in the chat history, which is recorded as well as part of this stream. So if there's another moderator, he can make the messages disappear. I'm just saying.
Sounds like you're trying to get something disappeared.
Oh, listen, all I'm doing, I just happen to own a fishing rod and I'm just throwing the bait out there. If anything happens to bite on the bait, it's not my problem. It's not my problem. I'm just casting my rod, you know? Something of which I haven't been able to do in recent memory, but hey, rod has been cast.
I think the last time you cast a rod was in Stardew Valley.
Yes! That's definitely what we're talking about. Not all of us here support censorship. Hey, people can talk, man. People can talk. I don't support censorship. I feel opinions should always be discussed. Now, of course, there is also the element of just don't be a dick, obviously. But, you know, I feel like that's an unspoken rule. I feel like if you're the kind of person that has to go, hey, don't say this in much. It's like, come on, just be a decent person. You know, it's a simple request. You know, like sometimes you go into like certain streamers, like you see it more on Twitch because like the description or that, but like, don't do this in my chat, don't do that in my chat, and it's like,
no fun allowed.
Well, no, because part of me reads that and goes, do you know, I bet you didn't have to put that. But then one day there was one guy that came in and said something that caused it.
Yeah, most likely. One day there was...
Go on.
No, so one day someone came into chat and was a total and utter dick.
It's the one thing you've always got to assume is like whenever a rule is made, it's like I'd love to know the story as to why that had to be made. Like, what's the story behind this rule?
Yeah, and then sometimes there's a case of, I don't think I want to know the story. Terrifying as it is.
Opinions should be discussed and put down when too stupid. Yeah, I mean everyone's entitled to their opinion, and we can all equally be ridiculed for them. Because man, have I had some stupid opinions and ideas over the years. So I'm curiously, were you actually able? I know the timeout has probably gone past because the timeout was 5 minutes. Have you actually been able to figure out how to undo it? I know it's expired, but 2.5 seconds off the pace. That doesn't seem like a true reflection. I mean, I know we're... I'm not going to lie, the first word that popped into my head was slow. But I then want to retract that and say, not as competitive as other teams.
One way of looking at it.
No, I just want to be 11th or above. I don't think we're going to get 11th or above in qualifying. I really don't. Sadly, we are not that fast.
Although Lee and I we do need to see if Warhammer 3 can crossplay at some point. So we'll probably do that at some point. If it is, then fun will commence.
You can't actually undo a timeout. That seems really dumb. What about if you just ban them straight up? Does YouTube have that feature? I don't know. Like, I've never really had to look into this. I should really play this game in windowed mode and not full screen, so when I click out of it, it still carries on playing. Note to future Simon, do that. Future Simon won't do that at all. I can tell you right now, I've said it, and it's on record of me saying it.
Yes, but future Simon's going to forget.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, remember all those streams ago I said I was going to read into the documents and see kind of like what form does and what it impacts? Yeah, I never did that. I get distracted. Like, I see shiny things. I'm like, all shiny. So I've said to myself multiple times this week, hey, these stacks of cards, you need to find a home for them, but not somewhere, like, too homely or hidden, because you need to take them to the card shop and get them, like, sell them and get them as credit and whatever. I've said that to myself 3 times this week. They're still here! They're still on my desk!
Yes, I can see that happening. So, could be worse, I think.
Oh, it could easily be worse. Damn, that future Simon needs to forget. Oh, dude, yeah. Curse me and my ability to just forget things. Terrible memory, mate. My short-term memory, non-existent. Long-term memory, also bad. Speaking of bad, we're still 16th. Oh, boy, we're in danger.
I'm in danger!
Okay, so needs to rain in the race. Needs to rain a lot, actually. That 20% chance needs to be more like an 8%.
Phone is buzzing. Why?
Oh, all right, Mr. Popular. Jesus. Man,
my sister's just got back from Italy, so naturally all the photos are coming through.
Imagine your phone just buzzing and getting messages. Bloody hell. What a problem to have.
No, it's just all the photos my sister sent are coming through.
Oh, all the lovely photos of, you know, like the
Italian countryside.
The Leaning Tower of Pisa and the Italian countryside.
No, they just went around Rome, really.
Pizza and pasta and...
There was a lot of pizza in the pictures, and it made me hungry for pizza.
Get pizza, you won't.
Well, I've already eaten today.
Eat more pizza.
Tomorrow, on the other hand...
No. Eat now. Pizza. Do it.
Oh, yes, I shall summon the invisible pizza and eat it right here, right now.
Ooh, yes, rain. Rain.
You know what rain means? Our shenanigans.
So that tells me to start on the soft tyre and just go to when it starts raining. But I feel like it's in our best interest to actually do that with both of our drivers. Oh, but then... What if the rain doesn't last that long and we need to do a longer stint? Oh, man!
Shite.
As I'm going to put Mick on the mediums. Because what if it doesn't rain long and we need to pit for mediums? Yes, I think that's what we're doing. I put him on the mediums for knowledge. We're still going to have him on the soft tyre at the start. What's a message? Exactly. Yeah. It's like, from what I understand, a message is communication from another being that wishes to interact with you. I'm very unfamiliar with this process. From what I understand, it's like a chat, but it's one-on-one. Maybe there are other people involved as well, but it's like a chat, but it's like a direct message being like, hey, I am choosing to spend my time interacting with you right now. Yeah, that doesn't happen to me, really.
Okay.
Right, yes, let's go. Let's get into the race. Hey, but we're getting into the race 40 minutes into the stream. I think we've done very well here. Okay. 5 red lights. Lights are out and away we go for the British Grand Prix And Perez got off like an absolute rocket ship off the line. But now we're going to fight back. Go on, Lewis. Schumacher's already passed Tickton as well. Very nice. Very good. The only thing we need to make sure of is that we don't actually fully wear these tyres out in the process of getting to the rain. Yo, follow! Follow the Toyota! Yes! 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 Good battle with the Mercedes. No, don't lose to the Mercedes. Pass the Mercedes. Cursor's forward again. Yeah, that. Oh, yeah, that rain. Yeah, it's definitely going to get to wet weather. Okay, cool. Woo! Lewis has got the spice on the radio. Does 29 feel any different to 28? I'm going to say yes, because I did wake up with a horrible gut ache this morning, and I didn't on my last day of being 28. But that might have had something to do with my dinner the night before.
Could have been.
Apart from now knowing that I am 364 days away from, like, my 30s, that's really the only thing on my mind, really. So, no, it doesn't feel different. That's when your knee starts to need WD-40. My knees are screwed anyway, like, but I think that's just due to Chris's intense training regime, and that my knees, I'm just old. Just they were carrying around a bunch of extra fat and weight, and then now they do the weight in the other things. And as Lewis locked up his tires. Lewis, I need you to be doing that thing where your tires are just like perfect for, you know, a decent period of time. Right, let's turn your fuel down. Keep pushing the tires. Same to you, Mick, who's fought his way up to 20th, by the way. Both past both Aston Martins and the Williams and the Toyota. Very good. Very good. Tyre wear starting to get bad? Don't worry about it. Your tyre wear is A-OK, friendo. Perez collided with Yuki Tsunoda. Oh dear, that's a Red Bull crashing with a... Oh no, wait, no. Tsunoda's in the Alfa Romeo right now, isn't he? Yeah. He's not in the AlphaTauri. Hamilton up to 7th. Battling Daniel Ricciardo. Very nice. Schumacher up to 19th because Perez in the pits. Surprised the AI didn't do AI things and go, do you know what he needs right now? Wet tyres. That's just something that they do. I don't understand why. Doesn't make any sense.
But it happens.
Lots of cars locking up. Schumacher still on the back of this pack. Still doing very well to keep up. He's not going as fast because, of course, we haven't got him on that soft tyre knowledge. So he's losing a bit of performance right now. But still, he's hanging on to the chasing pack. Or he's hanging on to, like, the pack. He's pulled a bit of time over Visit Evans, Tickton, Stroll, who started on the hard tyres. Doesn't really make a lot of sense to me as to why they started on the hard tyres when they know that the rain is coming. And the AI have made a bit of a silly there. 49 laps remaining. So 13 is there. So I'm going to hazard a guess. We need to pit for tyres around lap... We're 2/3 of the way through this bar. So I'm going to hazard a guess. We need to pit for tyres around about lap 9, lap 10. So do I need to turn down my driving style to make sure they last? I kind of think I do. Perez serves his penalty, so he now falls even further back. He's now 25 seconds back from Stroll. Ocon collides with Liam Lawson, but doesn't get a penalty. Schumacher trying to overtake Hershey. I didn't realise Hershey had fallen down so far. Hershey has fallen back behind. No, Mick! Mick, why? Mick! Oh, and he's been given a drive-through penalty for the crash. Mick, I am sad. Oh, okay, fine. I'm sad now. Oh, why? It's alright, we'll turn his driving style down then, just to like make sure his tyres make it to the crossover point. And what we'll do is we'll fix the parts when he comes in for the intermediate tyres. But that's kind of screwed up our race a little bit. In fact, a lot, actually. Yeah, a lot. A lot. One of the benefits we could try and get is we could bring Mick in as like one of the early ones to go to intermediates to try and get like any advantage at all out of them. Would be nice to try and regain some of this lost time. But he's going to lose a lot of time anyway because A, of the drive-through penalty, and then B, his parts. Like, we need to fix his parts. Like, they're fine right now, but they're not going to last. Ah, the track is already now apparently on the damp stage. Which is interesting, because I haven't actually seen any rain. Oh, Stroll apparently has damage. Lewis Hamilton is attempting to overtake Jorge Russell. There's the rain. Here is the rain. The rain in Guildford. No, it doesn't quite rain. Doesn't quite rain. Rhyme. Help me. I've had too much caffeine. Do we pit now? Or do we pit next lap? I say we pit next lap to try and get Mick some intermediate benefits. As he tries to pass Stroll. Pushes past the Toyota. The Toyota's having none of it. But Mick muscles him out of the way. Up into 21st place.
That's what we like.
And then let's bring Nicholas von Schumacher in. Oh wow, it's gonna get to full wet conditions.
Yeah, very wet.
It's going to get very wet indeed. Let's fix his parts. Oh boy, 32 seconds, my favourite. Right, well, let's go into the world of Lewis Hamilton. What's going on in the world of Lewis Hamilton? He is being chased down by Carlos Sainz Jr. and he's chasing down George Russell. Ocon's gone straight to wet tyres. That's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off. It's a little bit early, I think, for those tyres. Now, depending on how long Mick is in the pits, could we pit Hamilton this lap, or do we wait till the next one? I think it might be worthwhile waiting for the next one. Yep, tyres. Mistake on the left rear. Yep. Lewis trying every which way to try and get past George Russell. But he's now out of the pits. Oh boy, that took a hot minute. I say we... Let us continue on till the next lap. We shall pit this lap for intermediate tyres. Yes. Yes.
Very good.
Jolly good show, old boy. Yes, absolutely.
Bloody brilliant.
Oh, Sonoda and Bottas in the pits with Damage. Let's see what tyres they go to. Oh, Hamilton looking down the inside. Ah, it's close. Oh my god, he's got it on traction. Beautiful move from Hamilton up into 4th place, passing the AlphaTauri of George Russell. Good move. Good move. So they're going straight to wet tyres as well, which is understandable. But, you know, this game, right tyre, right time. The Inter is going to be the better tyre to be on. And then we'll switch to the wet as and when we need to. So Lewis now pits. Beautiful slick pit stop. We're going to take this opportunity, I think, to save some fuel. Because we're on the right tyre. And we're not going to be on the tyre for long either. Which means, Mick, you go there. You're already lapped down, so that's fine. Ugh. Look at that. Just drives clean past Colton Herrscher. Clean past him. Right tyre for the conditions. Look at it. Mick has passed a couple drivers now as well. Come on, Mick. I mean, he's about to be lapped by... I think he's about to be lapped for a second time. But I think he's actually pulling away from race leader. Barely. Oh no, he's unlapped himself. That's what it is. Oh, whoops. Let's save some fuel. Yeah, I think the AI must be waiting out to swap to the full wet tyre. Which is odd. Saboy comes in. Lawson comes in. So what tyres are they going to go onto? Are they going to go wet tyres? Yeah, they're going wet tyres. Man, the AI is really weird when it comes to strategy in the wet. They don't seem to be coded very well. Well, I mean, the wetter it gets, the better it works out for us on our intermediates. We can make up time. That's what Hamilton's currently doing. He's now up into 6th place. Mick is closing in on the pack ahead. He's going to pass Stroll. He's going to be just behind Saboy, but Saboy is on the wrong tyre for the conditions. Of course, we're going to have to pit in the near future, and we're going to have to change to the wet tyre, but not for a few laps yet. Changeable conditions bamboozles the AI. Yeah, it really does. As Schumacher charges past Saboy. Yeah, all the AI is coming in for the wet tyre. Hey, okay. In a few laps, that'll be the right tyre. Not this lap, though. Not this lap, as we are proving. I mean, what was it last time? 130 for Cassidy, 122 for Hamilton, 124 for Schumacher. Right tyres, baby. Look at Schumacher. Charges up into 17th. Managed to get away with staying on Inters. I don't think we will. It's going to get to full wet in the near future. Cassidy in the pits. Oh, go on, Mick. Double overtake. Double overtake. Down the inside. Past Perez. Look at that. Sadly, we are going to have to change tyres in the near future. Leclerc. I was going to say Leclerc leads still on the wet tyre. Or still on the dry tyre. But no, we've actually taken the lead with Hamilton. Schumacher now up behind and passes Evans. But we do need to change to the wet tyre in the close future. Not yet, though. Not yet. We will There was a single bar full wet. No, it's a couple bars. Couple bars. You can tell, like, it is getting wetter, though. Our pace is dropping off a little bit. How much of a lead do we have? We've got a 13.5 over Cassidy, and it is increasing. Right, Leclerc now in. He's cost himself big time with that strategy play, though. Big time. Is the next bar considered soaked? I think that's the question. I think it might be. I think we're just going to be getting to outside the operating window. But then again, Mick's on a personal best. So the Inter's still working perfectly right now. Right, it is now considered soaked. We need to come in. We need to come in for wets. We need to not be on the wrong tyres. Oh, Lewis just passed the pits. That sucks. He's going to have to do a lap. But nothing we can do about it. Let's go. Cassidy's now going to start bringing the gap down. Considering that we had to do the drive-through penalty and had the really long pit stop for changing our parts, like, being on the intermediate has proven fantastic for Mick. He has clawed back so much time. I'm very impressed.
Yeah.
Very impressed. And curse of the commentator.
God damn it. Wait, would you say that?
Right, in he comes. Wet tyres, away he goes. Beautiful pit stop from the boys and girls. In comes Hamilton. Another great pit stop. So Hamilton's going to drop behind Cassidy. Will he stay ahead of Verstappen? Yes, is the answer. So now it's a game of how long does it stay soaked for?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no, I can't quite see. So there's another full line coming through.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Right, just for this place, I'm going to grab myself a drink and a wee snack. Believe it or not, Mike, you're in charge. Chair.
My God.
Take instructions. Be good.
This is the proudest moment of my life. Yeah, it's not. It is not been that exciting in my life, if that's the most exciting thing that's happened. Me being put in charge of a stream. My God. The responsibility. Ooh, looks like Verstappen's taken the second spot. Once again, but he does have the better car. Schumacher is not catching up with number 9. Oh, number 18, so hopefully he'll be able to sooner or later.
Okay, your moment's over.
Okay.
Sadly, there were no brews to my joy when I went down there. But
well,
I have yogurt.
No, that'll do. In all honesty, the added responsibility I had, it was probably best that I started off small and then worked my way up to way to longer responsibilities.
Hey, look, I came back. There's a few new messages in chat. Stream's still running. I think you did an exceptional job.
Thank you.
Hey, I was going to have burned the tyres out by switching early. Yeah, that's a benefit we'll have. Any more news on the... Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at that. After lap 26, it falls off like a cliff.
Well, it starts to.
Yeah, I suppose...
It's more like a very short cliff and then it'll carry on, but yeah.
I suppose the question will be is how long does that carry on for? Will we need to swap to another set of intermediates? I'm willing to bet yes. You'll get 2 minutes next time, Mike.
Yeah.
There were no drinks that excited me. I went down and I was like, man, you know, and it's a little bit later on, so another caffeine-filled beverage sounds like a terrible idea. But these vanilla protein yogurts. Okay, so sit rep, Mick in 18th, doing an excellent job. All things considered for his race, I think he's done very well. Lewis has dropped to 3rd behind Verstappen. I get the feeling Leclerc's going to pass him again soon. Which is unfortunate. But our time will come because I think the AI will drag the wet tyres on for too long at the end of this stint. We can do the additional pit stops, do the intermediates, and again, just be faster. That, I think, is a strategy. Have I reached the age where I can't drink caffeine after 5 PM? Possibly. I mean, I had one at the start of the stream. And I don't want to ruin my sleep. I already had a bad night's sleep last night. I don't want to have another bad night's sleep. Because I had a big coffee. Going to Costa and getting a large black Americano. Oh, does that hit you? Oh no, Hamilton drops to 4th. Damn and Blash. Oh well. Mick's still pushing on though. So Red Bull Verstappen behind him as he laps him. Perez has made 3 pit stops. Perez has just had an absolute nightmare of a Grand Prix.
Wonder if he's trying to go for like 27 pit stops.
I don't think anything's going to beat that. That was quite unholy. Science down in 15th. He's having a pretty rough race as well. Yogurt's pretty good, you know.
Yeah, that's good. Yogurt is usually good.
Normally, I'm a big fan of like the skier Icelandic style yogurts.
Okay.
But they didn't have any when we went shopping, and I was very sad. So I just settled for these smaller tubs.
Okay.
It's like a Nestle. I don't know how to pronounce that. Lindell Kvarg vanilla flavour. It's the #1 in Sweden, apparently.
Yeah.
But, pretty good. I'd recommend. Mick, you're not pitting for fresh wets. You've been on these fresh wets for like 5 laps. What are you banging on about? Alright, 6 laps. Still. Who's been on the wets the longest? Ours been on them for 11. Ocon 13 laps. That's just foolish. Why would you be on them that early? Blue flag for Mick. As here comes Leclerc. Now, I can imagine that rain is probably getting quite challenging, Lewis, but soon the rain will ease off a bit. And we will once again use an intermediate strategy. And then we'll go to dries. And we will get a bunch of points. And our home Grand Prix, once again, will be one of our better races. I've jinxed it now, haven't I?
Possibly.
I've said it. Dare I
I don't want
say...
to alarm you, but I think you have.
Dare I say, I've done it now. I've gone and made a big mistake.
You've gone and made a tactical blunder.
I think I'm gonna pay. I'm gonna pay. So, Mike, it's official.
Yes.
It's now less than a month. Let me see. Now that I've said it's less than a month, what do you think I'm talking about?
Chris's birthday?
No, Chris's birthday was last month.
Well, that's another person I'm gonna never hear the end of it for.
Today means it is less than a month.
Ah, of course. The clue's right in front of me. The F1 begins.
I
It's
mean,
March, right? It happens in March, right?
Yeah.
But
That
is
is
it not less
also
than
that
that?
is also less than a month. It is 2
Okay,
weeks away.
Okay, so it's not what you were talking about.
No.
Well, I'm now.
Today, specifically, being the 26th of February, means it is less than a month. If I'd said this to you yesterday, it would have been a month. Think.
I am thinking. God, I feel like a student with that teacher picks on.
Good. I will continue to pick on you.
Well, I think it's less than a month from now, and then a month yesterday. 25th of March. What happened 25th of March? Was. Oh, Tiny Tina comes out.
There you go. He got it. Yeah, Chris, you nailed it straight away.
Huh?
Chris posted in chat Wonderlands. But I didn't say it because I was like, yeah, that's the answer. Yeah. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands comes out 25th of Feb.
Ah, so he did.
Poor Sonoda, last place and on fire on a wet track. I didn't even see that, unfortunately. I was too busy focused on my yoga. But yeah, Sonoda is now last, and he's also on the intermediate tyre, which in
It's
about
unfortunate for him.
4 laps' time is going to be the right tyre. But right now, it's the wrong tyre. Let's go back to Mick, who sadly has lost 18th place. However, soon, when we execute our beyond right tyre strategy, I think it's going to work out quite well. So, I'm not going to say testing. Testing is the wrong word, I think. The official shakedown for the Formula 1 season ended yesterday. Perez has crashed to carry on his absolute... Sonoda's now on mediums! What?
Christ almighty.
What? Alfa Romeo in the mud.
It's actually stupid.
So, the shakedown for the F1 season has occurred. Ferrari as a team completed the most laps. I think everyone's just kind of got the sandbags on, because Ferrari looked good. Mercedes were the fastest, but again, this is like a shakedown, so no one really knows. But it has been completed. The cars look magnificent. I love the look of these 2022 cars. They officially go testing not next week, the following in Bahrain. And that will be broadcast, I think. So, I'm excited. I'm excited. F1's about to start again. My weekends will have purpose once again. Did he spin his car so hard that it changed tyres? That could exactly be it. He spun so hard, all the tread of the intermediates just got rubbed off and they're now a slick. A medium slick at that. I love that he's going so slowly. He still hasn't passed Perez. Right, Perez has crashed. Well, he's there. Okay, now he's officially passed him. Or when do we... So we stay now. We still stay on the wet. The wet is still the best tyre to be on right now. But in a couple laps, it's going to be intermediates. Oh, Tictum and Vizza have had a crash. Any penalty for Vizza? No penalty. Sag. Let's go back to Mick. Actually, yeah, no, let's stick with Mick. I was just going to say, let's look at Lewis, but Lewis is in the middle of nowhere. Meanwhile, Schumacher is holding up Valtteri Bottas. Valtteri Bottas. Lawson in the pits. I'm willing to bet he's going to fit dry tyres because he's a numpty. Right, it's on to wet. Here we go. Inter's best tyre. Where's Lewis? Lewis is quite close behind Mick. Do I want to risk it? Answer, yes I do. Always be on the right tyre. No, sorry, it was Lewis leading Mick. My apologies. Always be on the right tyre, chap. Always be on the right tyre for the conditions. No, they made a mistake.
Unless, of course, you're the AI, then by all means go on the wrong tyre.
Oh, of course, yeah. Now, they need to get it wrong all the time. Mick, beautiful stop for Mick. So both drivers have had one mistake in the pit stops. We've still got one pit stop left in the Grand Prix.
Don't worry, we'll deal with that mistake maker.
Right, so Lewis has come out 5th behind Russell. Willing to bet he will pass him very quickly. In fact, I think he's already going to pass him on traction here. Boom. Hamilton gets his place back immediately. Good job, Lewis. Now he's going to have to start chasing down Leclerc, who is a long way up the road. So Lawson's on mediums, Tsunoda on mediums. Delatraz about to be on mediums. So is Saboy, because everyone's car is braking apparently.
Am I?
Woo!
That sounds like a them problem.
We nearly crashed into that friggin' Alpine.
My word.
We have closed the line. We gained 7 seconds over Russell in a lap. Yeah, look, we're just on the right tyre. We're just on the right tyre. This is
Which
like...
helps us tremendously.
This is madness.
Madness?
You really don't want Lewis in first at the end, though? That bonus? Yeah, that bonus might be financially crippling.
Yes. Second place will be fine.
Oh, yeah. Second? Absolutely. Lewis, what I need you to do is go out there today and be a number 2. If you could do that, that'd be great. Said no team boss ever. But hey, we do things differently around here. Oh, Verstappen and Leclerc in. Onto mediums! Onto mediums! In the mud!
Oh boy.
Here comes Lewis. Charges through. Into second place. Now pull away. Pull away from them. Admittedly, we're not going to have that many laps advantage, but I will take what we can get. Mick up into 13th. Let's go. Go on. Keep pulling out time. So what was Mick's last lap? Mick's last lap was a 1:23. Delatraz was a 1:37.
Oh boy.
Cassidy in the pits. He's definitely going to go onto the wrong tyre as well, isn't he? Yeah, hard tyres. Dude, AI dumb. AI so dumb. If we can extend these intermediates for long enough with Hamilton, we might even be able to go on the soft tyres to the end. Schumacher pushes past Sainz up into 12th. And now he's up to 11th.
Nice.
Mickey's charging. Nick Cassidy retires with a mechanical issue. Hamilton leads.
Oh!
Now, granted, I don't know if we're going to be able to pull enough of a gap. Wait, hold on. That means Schumacher's going to be 10th. Schumacher in the points.
Nice.
Well, Schumacher's about to take 10th anyway. Schumacher
Perfect.
in the points. Oh, man, just a few more laps on these tyres. I know the crossover happens soon, but come on. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Who's in the pits? Oh, no, that's Cassidy's car in the pits. Where is 7th? Oh, wait. Hartley's a long way up the road. Hartley is a very long way up the road. But last time round, Mick in the 21s. Lewis in the 90s. Okay. Verstappen and Leclerc picking up speed. That our advantage is dwindling a little bit. Lewis still improving. Like, the intermediate is still a fine tyre to be on right now. Mick's still improving. Inter still good tyre right now. So when Mick pits, we're going to put him on the mediums because he'll get the performance boost and I can be safe in the knowledge he can make them last to the end. When Lewis pits, soft tyre.
Okay.
Mick up to 9th. Let's go. Oh no, the guys on the dryers are starting to. Okay, they're starting to be faster. We need to come in now. We need to not lose time.
Mhm.
We need to not lose time. Let's go. Versatile drivers have bigger range for when their tyres are in effect. True. Yeah. Lewis has that benefit. I don't think Mick does, sadly. Plus, obviously, Lewis is wet weather pro. Do we pit Lewis now? Yeah, no, we definitely need to be coming in. Definitely need to be coming in. We've got one set of soft tyres, 19 laps remaining. Yeah, Lewis can get these to last. Right now, we're going to be losing time by staying on this tyre.
No, that's a big no-no.
I'd rather us just come in, get the tyres changed. No, mistake! Mistake on the tyre! Huge mistake on the tyre. 2.8 seconds.
Oh.
It's okay, we're still going to come out third. We're still going to come out third.
And by Tyree Taurus.
Mick comes in. Good stop for Mick, though. Good stop for Mick Schumacher. Mick is going to come out 13th. Very nice. Very nice. All right. So that's it. That should now be last pit stops because it's looking dry for the rest of the race. Yeah, front left again. Unfortunate. Looks like we're just going to have a polite discussion. So, Sonoda so far behind, he still hasn't overtaken Cassidy. And Yamashita recently crashed. Front left balls out for Lewis twice. I mean, he's still third. I'll take third. And look, this is the thing. Like, we've even made 4 pit stops. That's naturally just how well we've done. Just by being on the right tyre. Like, that's how much being on the right tyre impacts in this game. It's huge.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Schumacher, what I need you to do is put up a staunch defence. If you can. That'd be graciously appreciated. He's defending from Valtteri Bottas. Do you run wide? I look down to eat my yogurt and I look up, he's in 14th. I'm like, where's Valtteri? That's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, just stay ahead of the Astons, Mick. I'll be happy with that. Just stay ahead of the Astons. $15 laps to go. Track still damp, allegedly. Looks like Bottas helped him run wide. Alright, okay. Dan ticked him a spun. Alright, well that's a benefit because I want to stay ahead of the Astons and one of the Astons is now falling behind the Williams. We'll be able to see our true pace reflection as well once Mick has a smooth lap. He's in fresh air as well, which is nice. So we're going to come across the line. So first true reflection of our pace. So he does a 1:18.7. Hamilton does a 1:18.4. So I must admit, we're not like setting the world on fire in terms of our speed. But also Mick lapping faster than the Aston Martins. 14 laps to go. I'd be happy for both drivers just to bring it home right now. I think a 14th place for Mick will actually do him like a solid bit of good for his morale, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's driven exceptionally well, made the multiple pit stops. He's had to drive very well in the conditions to do that. He's done a fantastic job, in my honest opinion. And as we do when it comes to these changeable condition races, we abuse the fact that the AI is terrible in them.
Yeah.
We just need to make sure fuel all stays good, which it is doing. Mick is still in high and it's burning his fuel down, but hey, he's got enough in reserve for right now. Hey, Tsunoda's finally now in 21st officially again. Tsunoda, the only other car to make 4 stops, and it looks bad for Tsunoda. How long has he been on those tyres? 13 laps. Yep. Yep. Unfortunate. So if things end right now, constructors-wise, Ferrari lead from Red Bull. Mercedes get no points. We will be up to 4th again, getting 15 points. Passing Williams, dropping them to 5th. AlphaTauri will go up to 6th. Alpine drop to 7th. McLaren go to 8th. And Alpha go down to 9th. Bugatti currently on for 7 points. Liam Lawson on for his first point of the season. Colton Herrscher getting 6 points. Russell and Norris due to go up in the championship. Hamilton will retake 4th from Esteban Ocon. Very good. Very good.
Good.
Good, Anakin. Good. Kill him.
Do it now.
Kill him now.
Do it.
Lewis running a very lonely 3rd. Mick doing what he can to try and push his way forwards. I mean, he's got a solid 10 seconds over Evans. Sadly, he's also got about 10 seconds back to Bottas. So, you know, he's also kind of running a little bit lonely right now. But hey, we'll take a lonely 14th over a lonely 24th. Am I right? Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, see? Alright,
Indeed, Prix.
who invited the Flaffy? Who invited the Flaffy? Eh?
It wasn't me.
Eh?
I think he invited himself. Like Norman does sometimes.
No.
Haven't heard from him for a while.
Good. That's the last thing we need to be hearing from is... No.
Oh, no. Not now. Not now.
But soon.
Possibly. Could be tomorrow. Could be the next stream. Could be the week after that. But soon.
You scare me.
Good. Good.
Doing what he can to bother Russell too. Yeah, Schumacher was kind of getting on his nerves. He's fallen back a little bit now. Because Russell and Norris battling over 4th place. Ricciardo, long way back. So, not really looking like he's going to pester him too much. Mick did a 120 last time, but that'll be due to the blue flags. He's on a much better lap this time round. Back in the 118s for sure. Saboy spun! And then Saboy collided with Tictum, so I don't know if that was like a big accident that they had. Schumacher back in the 118s, 118.5. Evans is going to come across the line in the Alston Martin. And he's in the 19th. So yeah, Schumacher doing a sensational job. Hopefully will remain in 14th position. Lewis Hamilton, meanwhile, over 20 seconds behind Leclerc. And over 20 seconds ahead of Lando Norris, who has passed George Russell. Turn them mixed tyres. I was just having a think about that. I saw like how much he's already worn them down in 8 laps, and I do agree that it might be worth turning his tyres down just a smidge, just a tiny modicum. So where did we start? We started, what, 16th and 24th? I think.
I think so. I can't quite recall.
Let's go to the data center. Very rare for us to do so. Yes. Is that 16th? Or is that, hold on, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, 20th. Yeah. Yeah. Very rare for us to go to the data center mid-race, but hey-ho, I figured this called for it. Normally
Indeed.
we kind of look at that stuff at the end of the race. Lewis, you dipping into the 17s yet? No, still the 18s. This is 18s are fun. So Verstappen's got the race in the bag by the looks of it. For Red Bull.
Yes.
Means it'll be 7 points between Charlie Boy Leclerc and Max Verstappen at the top end of the field. What's mixed pace looking like? 18.7. George Russell has run wide. He's falling back from Lando Norris. Verstappen now sets the fastest lap of the race on a 14.8. He's definitely going for it. Building a lead back to Charles Leclerc. It's now 12-second lead. Let's go look at the boy wonder. Here he is. I think we're just gonna turn mixed tyres down just a little bit to save some temperature, and in all honesty, just make it so they don't completely run out. I don't think they will completely run out, but hey, I'd rather be safe than sorry, because you know we've made an odd mistake here and there at times during this career mode, and I'd rather not make
another.
Yes, correct. While Mick is in his best position to date. So let's just save his tyres for a moment or two. And then we can, of course, turn him back up nearer the end of the Grand Prix to make sure that he retains 14th position. Gap between the leaders now 13 seconds. Ricciardo closing up to Russell in what could be an interesting scrap for 5th place. Colton Herrscher in 7th. Lawson has dropped out of the points for Bugatti. He is now 11th. Blue flag for Mick as Rick Bobby comes past. Lap 48 begins. Max Verstappen in the Red Bull Racing. Actually, he's the next car behind Mick on track. So Mick's fuel will no longer be an issue, which I was thinking, oh, it's getting down towards 0. I might need to turn that down again in a minute. But if we get lapped again, this is not going to be a problem.
True. It's going to be a bit of a lifesaver for us.
Russell is damage? Does Russell have damage? Russell do indeed have damage. Charles Leclerc has run wide as well, so that's cost him some time. I mean, you know, it doesn't matter to Verstappen. Verstappen's too far ahead. And Hamilton is too far behind. Blue flag for Mick as he now lets Max Verstappen through. We've now only got 8 seconds back to the Williams, so I think we're just going to turn our tyres back up. There we go. So Lewis's gearbox is in the red currently, which is a little concerning. How's everything looking in Mick's world? Everything in Mick's world is looking hunky-dory on his car. Nice. Guildford apparently not much of a car breaker in terms of reliability. It's just if people crash into each other, apparently.
Yes.
Ocon passes Tictum because the Williams and the Aston Martins are apparently scrapping away over those kind of positions. What was Viz's lap time last time around? A 1:16.9. Well, Mick's had a bit more freedom on this lap. So what time is Mick Schumacher about to set? Mick Schumacher does a 1:19.01. What time does Vizza set? Bearing in mind that Vizza, I think, was lapped a 1:18.4. So, you know, gained 0.7 of a second, but I'm still not too worried. I think Mick should have 14th place. All wrapped up nicely with a wee little bow.
Pretty much, yeah.
So you're going to keep pushing and willing it into existence. The more I mention it, obviously it's going to happen. I know we did a whole curse of the commentator thing earlier, but no, it's going to happen. And I am delighted.
Okay. He's hoping it won't bite us in the ass.
Cassidy didn't get the memo about breaking down? True. Yeah, Cassidy sadly was on fire. In the mud as well. Because, you know, he was looking good to win this race, I think. Get his championship back on track. But looks like it's going to become slowly a 2-horse race up the front between Leclerc and Verstappen. Also, we're going to be currently ending on 69 points. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Our form is through the floor. 0.2. We have a spanner. I'm not talking about us. I'm just talking about, you know, Hamilton's car in general. Blue flag for Mick. As Colton Herrscher. Oh, getting lapped by a Bugatti. That hurts. That hurts.
Hmm.
Sonoda has run wide. Well, I mean, Sonoda's had the race from hell.
He has.
Final lap of the Grand Prix. Max Verstappen is now on with an 18.4 second lead. The Red Bull man has been... No! Hamilton spun!
God damn it.
He's got going again. How much time did we lose?
Been doing that quite a bit this race.
All right, 4.5 seconds. This is fine. This is okay. 4.5 seconds is fine. We've still got 16 seconds back to Norris. All good. All good. Max Verstappen looks like he's coming around the final couple of corners. Let's have a little look-ski at the Red Bull Racing. He's going to win. It's Max Verstappen at the British Grand Prix. Wins for Red Bull Racing.
Mm-hmm.
Charles Leclerc is going to bring it home. Second place for Ferrari. And then Schumacher brings it home 14th. He gets the place. Yeah, because he was lapped a couple of times. So good job, Mick. That's your best result of the season by far. Well deserved, I think. Excellently driven today in the conditions. And now we still have a long wait for Lewis Hamilton to bring it home. Third place. Managed it well in the conditions. Good job by our drivers today. Very good job by our drivers today. Took advantage of the tyre situation. And we did alright. Did he ever dip into the 17s? Oh no, 118. 118.2. But we had time. Nice work. Very good. Very good.
It's good.
And that should hopefully do quite well for our marketability, bearing in mind that we're going to have a new title sponsor coming in.
Mm.
So let's hope that works out okay for us. As the game now takes 80 years to save. Yes, yes.
Indeed.
Just going to deal with these wonderful little yogurt pot lids. Slide them into my empty can of Monster. Just made sure it was empty. Don't want to be wasting any of that caffeinated goodness, if you know what I'm saying.
Mm.
Here we go. So yeah, we had 6 lap stint on the Inters to begin with, and then when did we... What was that other stint we did earlier in the race? 7 laps. Well, 7 for Mick, 7 for... So yeah, those like 12 laps definitely I feel made the difference for us today. But yes, very good. Very good. No risk of us failing any scrutineering because we are a law-abiding team. Mick has gained a place. Who has been demoted? Daniel Ricciardo and Nick Cassidy for breaking the GMA rules. Oh dear, oh dear.
Hot.
So that did promote Liam Lawson back into the points for Bugatti. And Mick gets a 13th place. Good job, Mick. Very good job. So as that stands, then 4th place for Lewis Hamilton in the Drivers' Championship. And Mick now actually, because of best finishing position, now jumps ahead of Mitch Evans and Bietsk Vizza. Because it's now based upon, because even though they've got 0 points, he has a better finishing position than them. So technically he's higher than them in the championship. Very good. Very good. All things considered, a huge success at our home Grand Prix. As it always tends to be, really. I don't think we've ever really had a disappointing British Grand Prix. Which is rare, because normally home races is where it tends to go terribly. You know, Jenson Button never finished on the podium at the British Grand Prix. Rubens Barrichello at, you know, Interlagos, it always went miserably. Cassidy finished in 47th and on fire. Yeah, but you know, he can still get demoted, right? We don't care for Cassidy. Trait on the podium plus marketability, top 15 result. It's still minus, but still a good result. Good result for Mick. Minus 1.2 million. That's a bad result for the team, but hey, it's fine. It's fine. We like it. It's all good. All good. So,
in the hood.
Before we end the stream, we need to worry about a new title sponsor. This is what we need. We need a new title sponsor. And we can't design new part as of yet because the brakes are still... Not the brakes, the gearbox. Gearbox still being worked on. But our contract with AT&T is up. Time to get a new SIM card provider.
Yeah, that's true.
Will it be T-Mobile? Who will be our title sponsor? Whew. Many questions. Who's going to come at us with the most money? At the end of the day, my allegiance lies with the highest bidder. Alright. Oh yeah, speaking of which, the pit crew. So, couple mistakes on the tyres. Yeah, we need to swap them out. Is there anyone god tier on tyres? Yes, there is. Actually, that's just a very good mechanic all across the board. Holy sugar plum fairies. That's just a good mechanic. They're even better on the rear jack. Dude, how would you like to be a rear jack person? Then again, our rear jack person's okay. Here's what we could do, actually. Put them on the rear jack, and then take this rear jack that we took off. Put them on the front jack. There we go. And now we need to have B team on tyres. So let's put you in. Let's put you in. Do we have anyone else? No, we just need to put a pair of 16s in, I think. Which... yeah, there we go. Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. Now we're going to find out right now. Mick Schumacher ran straight into the back of Colton Herrscher, who told us that Schumacher shouldn't be allowed to race after that. He's an idiot. Accidents happen, man. Yeah, friggin' accidents happen. Come on, like, be reasonable. From what I saw, it didn't even look like it was running into the back, in all honesty. It looked like a bit of a racing incident. Exactly, yeah. Alright, here we go. Oh, hold on now. Hold on. Breakthrough in the design facility.
Oh.
Brilliant news. One of our designers has had a brainwave. They tell me that if you could free up a little bit of cash to research into nano-engineering graphene, we could potentially make a breakthrough with my rear wing. Yes. I don't know what it does, but yes. Throw money at it.
When in doubt, throw money.
What has that done to Mick's rear wing? It doesn't appear to have done anything, but sure, why not? Sponsors. We've got one offer. Let's get 3 offers. Awesome. Yep. Oh, refueling! That's a vote that's coming now as well. Now, we were for this, weren't we?
Yes.
Yes, we want refueling. So let's do that. 2 votes for refuel. Apparently, this won't benefit us. I disagree. 2 votes for refueling. Give us refueling. No, Mattia. Yeah, Christian, my guy. Toto, my man. Let's go. Yeah, no one cares about Simon Roberts. Or Cyril Abitable. You got fired. Franz, my boy. Frederick Vasseur. Andres. See, men of culture vote for refueling.
Yes. And it provides more tactical layer.
There you go. So next year, refueling baby. Right.
Which means the only thing we'll have to worry about is tyre degradation.
And we won't even really need to worry about that too much because we're going to be pitting to tyres anyway.
Yeah.
Excellent. Right. And there we go. So that's our final sponsor.
And it allows us to be a bit more pushy with the fuel.
Correct. Yes, we can be punchy and joyous. I don't know what happened with Mick's rear wing, but sure, apparently something occurred with it and made it level up, apparently, allegedly. Okay, so everything on Mick's car is where it is. Let's just throw those on for the sake of throwing those on. Right. Sponsorship. Well, I'm not going to lie. I think I know who I'm going for. The other two, exceptionally long deals. Really good. And we have a chance at, like, getting a big bonus at our home Grand Prix if we chose Rocket. Here's the problem. They both require second or above.
Yeah. So if we go with what's clearly MasterCard, because I can't actually see the writing on that.
It is MasterCard, yeah.
Yeah. They will pay us that much amount per race anyway.
We should 100% go for MasterCard.
I agree.
This is the only logical option.
I agree.
Lovely. So we are now sponsored by MasterCard. So fun fact, MasterCard sponsored Jordan, which was an independent English team, or Irish team technically, back in the day. Eddie Jordan was Irish. But before that, MasterCard funded the well-known Lola Formula 1 project. They're so well-known, they lasted one whole race. They were about 11 seconds off the pace, and the way that their sponsorship scheme worked is that MasterCard went out to their customers and were like, hey, we're sponsoring this F1 team. Would you like some benefits? If so, we have this tiered system which you can sign up to. Naturally, didn't result in much revenue for the team. Not that it really mattered because, as I say, they only lasted one race. So yeah, the Lola Formula 1 team. Great story. Excellent podcast from Bring Back V10s. Would highly recommend if you're a bit of an F1 historian. But there's my random F1 knowledge dump for the day. Right, so MasterCard now signed on to be our title sponsor. Fujifilm is the next one to drop off on slot 6. So, I think with all that in mind, I would say that is it for this stream. We have Munich in 13 days. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go forward one more day. Why am I going to go forward one more day? Gearbox, baby. Gearbox, baby. You two can clear off. Let's get that gearbox nice and reliable. There we go. Right, so let's leave that there. That can just work away. And let's design a new part.
Okay.
Good old days when you're expected to be competitive in order to race on Sunday? Pretty much. Pretty much. So, we got that new gearbox. And that has raised our acceleration hugely. So, in terms of parts we haven't designed yet. We haven't designed a rear wing or a front wing. Now, part of me says we should do another gearbox because one of our other ones is basically going to fail. But I'm inclined to let that just hold on for now. So we should do either a front or a rear wing. Now, front wing is crucial at the next race, but it's not going to be ready for that. Rear wing, rear wing. I say we do a rear wing first. Let's do a rear wing.
Okay.
So. Ooh, risky business. Risky business. But we've got no way. Oh, we do have a way to take it off. Ooh. Ooh.
Remind me again. How do we get rid of the risk? Ah, that's how.
We're gonna need to start using the bonus part. What bonus part? What bonus part are we talking about? So Rob. This is gonna take 30 days to build. That's long.
Well, they need to make sure it's aerodynamic.
True. True.
And without a wind tunnel, they're going to have to, go outside, holding it up above their heads and run. because I've refused to let them use the car for it. What with petrol prices rising, which is why we're so happy about refueling in the actual races themselves, because we're not paying for the petrol.
It's an expensive rear wing, but it's a good rear wing.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll just need to build a front wing. And there we go. Right, bam, there we go. Rear wing built. Expensive, necessary. And then we just need to get a front wing done, and we've designed all the parts. But we might need to just throw in like a semi-decent gearbox just to see through to the end of the season, because our gearboxes are very worn out. We might also need to do an engine at some point as well, but that seems like a future problem. The brakes are holding up. That new suspension is holding up. The gearbox has been built. The component that gives you 2 instead of 1 part, it wasn't available for the rear wing. Gotcha. Yeah, that's why I got very perplexed, but yeah. Right. I think that is everything. Mike, do you have any final closing words and or thoughts before we wrap it on up here?
Nothing major. I'll go back to work Monday, so
Dude,
fun fact.
same.
I'll be working for 3 weeks, and then I've got the last of this year's, I'd say this tax year's holiday that I use up, and then it all resets again. So yeah.
Marvellous.
And I thought I've probably already said this before, but Total War Warhammer 3 is really fun. So yeah, I cannot wait until they release the combined maps update, which is either going to be called Mortal Empires or Immortal Empires. All the way, it's going to be very fun.
This man's enjoying his new video game. I got the guy I work with bought me Grid Legends for my birthday, which was because I really enjoyed the first Grid. I enjoyed when they did like the remake of Grid. I've been playing Grid Legends. Only the story mode so far. The story is intriguing. I don't think it actually factors in the actual results that you achieve too much, which makes me sad. But so far, it's nice. Like, it's a different change of pace. It's got that more arcadey kind of racing feel to it, which I'm enjoying. But yeah, Grid Legends. Haven't played enough of it to say if it's worth 50 quid as of yet, but I'm sure I can give a verdict on that in the future.
Also, based on the fact that you didn't pay for it and it was gifted to you, you don't need to worry about that.
Exactly, this is true. But anyway, that is going to leave it with us. Leave a like if you enjoyed, comment any feedback down below, subscribe and enable those notifications to be kept up to date with the content that comes to the channel. And do please as well check out that description box, that lovely, lovely description box, which will have our Twitter handles, our team channel, and the link to our Discord server, which is where we post announcements, such as my announcement that yesterday, that was the stream wasn't happening yesterday, it was happening today instead. All things being well, we should be back on this channel on Monday for some Pokemon Black 2, where we will be taking on the 6th gym. I need to finish up doing some grinding. As for the team channel, we may
keep an eye on it.
We may not be live tomorrow. Keep your eye on it though. And the best way to do that is by joining the Discord and subbing and enabling those notifications. But we're all done for this time. So, as I always say, stay safe, stay happy, and we will see you next time.
Bye.